16. Right, welcome back to episode 16 of the Implexus A Whole Lot of Nothing podcast. We've got some questions again today.
Some of my triggers in here.
Is there?
Yeah. Anyway.
That's what I like. Good. We're semi-matching today.
Implexus stuff at least.
Pink and purple. I'm in my summer get-up because I was sweating on the way in.
And I'm in my winter get-up because I was sweating in a t-shirt that wasn't appropriate.
Yeah, and you've actually trained today as well.
I have trained today, yeah. Which is hard. Went bad.
You got comp coming up, or?
I might have. See if I can train more. See if I can train again. Before, if I can train again before then yes. If I can't, no.
It's a bit like me.
Yeah. Get a gym, they said. Train, they said. No, we said. Questions. Got a few.
Yeah.
Some good ones. Some of my triggers. Not triggers. Anyway. First one, jovial. Crunchy or smooth peanut butter?
Depends what I'm doing with it, but...
Only, it's okay, it's your dog. On the bus. Okay, Chris.
Yeah, that's taking a turn. In my oats, scoop of peanut butter each morning, but I go for smooth, personally.
What's in there for? Some calories?
Fats, mainly.
Fats, fine. I'm probably more of a crunchy man. I feel like it feels more real, which is ridiculous, but I don't know, feels more wholesome.
Actual peanuts in there,
yeah,
then it must be peanut butter.
Exactly. Like M&Ms, they're pretty much peanuts, aren't they?
Yeah.
Best all-round gym shoe? Interesting one.
Yeah. So, the two-part question, sort of, but as an all-round gym shoe, if you had to pick one and one only, I'd go for a Vivo, personally. Apart from like a Vivo walking boot, I'd go for any of their trainer-style Vivos.
Yeah, I suppose it does depend. For me, it does depend a bit what people are doing in them. Like that would be what I'd want to wear, but due to previous injuries, can't always wear them, but can't wear them for everything. Couldn't run in them, for example. I quite like Innovates. Innovates do a very barefoot shoe as well. I've got some of those. I've also got some Innovate ones that are a bit. I think they're kind of CrossFit orientated. But they've got a very low differential, but they do have a bit of cushioning. Because, I mean, obviously, when you do loaded carries and whatever, there's a fair bit of impactuals, so sometimes a little bit of cushion. If I had to wear one shoe all the time, I'd probably wear these, which are my Innovate F Lights, because I can squat in them, I can deadlift in them, I can run in them a bit.
Yeah, nice.
Can do better, but yeah. Yeah, ideally I'd be able to wear those all the time, in which case that'd be my preference.
Yeah, that's what I say when people say like, I want to get a shoe. I always say with the barefoots, the caveat, they probably will hurt for the first like week. Not hurt, but like be uncomfortable on your feet because you're probably walking not how humans were designed to walk originally when you were back in the Stone Age or whatever. Yeah. So it's probably going to be fairly uncomfortable on your feet. You're going to have probably bruised heels for about the first week, and then you learn to walk properly, and they're great. And I think I've said this before on one of the podcasts, but weirdly, when I started to wear barefoot shoes, my back pain reduced significantly.
Nice. That's anecdotal.
Yeah, anecdotal.
He's not curing all back pain with a change of view. This question is actually pretty related anyway. Is it best used for different activities? I kind of went into it a bit then, didn't we? So, for me, most people probably couldn't run in barefoot straight away. Arguably couldn't do a lot of volume of running in barefoot ever.
Yep.
But barefoot probably is better. Lifters for squatting, maybe? You've just gone back to barefoot, though.
Yeah, I've gone back to, flat flats.
As long as you've got no, like, contraindications like ankle shit and whatever, it probably is better to keep it as long as you can. So is there a best shoe for a certain activity? Maybe not. Walking boots if you're going walking.
Yeah.
Maybe. Bit of foot protection, waterproofing.
Only Olympic weightlifting is the only one I'd say. You probably want Olympic weightlifting shoes just because it does make the activities easier. Like the taller you can be in a snatch, as in like torso position, the taller your torso can be, the easier it is to keep a barbell overhead.
Fair enough.
That's the only one I'd say.
This is one of my trigger questions, the next one. How do I improve my immune system? Well, it depends from where.
Yeah.
You can improve it from it being shit, because you've let it get shit.
Yeah.
But I hate this like whole immune boosting products. Well, no, it's probably just making it where it should be.
Yeah.
There's another one down here in a minute that's the same. But improve your immune system. Don't be shit in the first place. Get enough sleep, get some sunlight, get some vitamin D. It's hard in winter, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Get a vitamin D lamp, tablets, whatever. Don't eat crap most of the time. Eat crap some of the time.
Yep.
Exercise, but don't exercise too much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's like, don't be an idiot, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, it would like similar to what Kirky said, but yeah, do some exercise. Probably look at your cardiovascular system a little bit more. Do a little bit more of that sort of work. If you do that,
but again, it depends if you don't do that already.
Yeah.
It is hard, isn't it?
Yeah. So if you don't do that already, do some cardio work, and that's probably going to help your immune system purely for the fact that if you increase your blood volume, your white blood cell count's probably going to go up, and that can only help. But yeah, it's all these products of improving your immune system, or like you said, boosters. It's like, I don't know, a bit gimmicky, getting it to where it should be.
Already, it kind of ties into the next question as well. How do I improve my recovery? And I'm going to say the next one at the same time. What's the most important recovery variable? I've got a real pet peeve of performance coaches with shitloads of followers on the internet saying sleep is the most important recovery booster. Well, it's not. You can just make your recovery worse. You can't like suddenly, oh, hey, let's sleep 23 hours of the day and my recovery will become class. It won't. It'll top out. Like, just make sure you're not sleeping shit.
Yeah.
It's really annoying. No, sleep is the only thing. Fuck off. Fuck off. It's really gone full potty mouth today, haven't I?
Yeah.
But how do you improve your recovery? Again, it kind of depends what you're doing already.
Yeah.
I like what you just said about the immune system. Probably if you're not doing a bit of cardio, do some. People think it's going to hurt the strength gains. It's probably not. If anything, it's probably going to help them because you're going to have more capacity to recover and all that kind of stuff, both within the session and between sessions.
Yep.
Just make sure that if you do a recovery session, that it is recovery and not like your heart rate's not flapping around in threshold because you're going to tank out at some point.
Yeah. So that's actually one of my big peeves at the moment is when any sort of athlete, whether it be strongmen, powerlifters, anything, do say that they don't need to do the cardio side. It is only going to a point, it's only going to help. Obviously, if you're smashing like HIIT sessions, probably not. But just to be able to improve your capacity, like Kirky said, during your session, like you've topped out on 6 reps and you're absolutely blowing out your ass, right, improve your cardio, and you might get 8 reps at the same weight.
Yeah.
And
over time, the accumulated volume, and so on and so on and so on.
Yeah, your heart's not going to be popping out your chest.
Yeah. If you're training like Mo Farah, you're probably not going to be as strong as you're going to be because he's training for a particular niche. But you can do a fair bit of cardio. I mean, look at CrossFitters. The top CrossFit people have got mad engines, do loads of cardio, and are stronger than a lot of people. Yep. So like, you can see how much you can do, and they do a lot of it. So you could just do a bit of it.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's like your own capacity to recover as a bearer and whatever, and all that kind of stuff. Yep. So the most important recovery variable, I would say, would be sleep, but I wouldn't say it improves recovery. I'd just say it hampers recovery if you don't get enough.
Yep.
And that's, I think I've commented on about 6,000 different strength people. Sleep is performance enhancing. No, it's performance limiting if you don't get it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I like that.
Fuck those guys.
Yeah, it's like, it is like everything. So like your body is only ever going to recover so fast if you do everything right. If you do everything right, you're never going to be able to sleep an hour more and then you can recover a little bit more. Like you've got to your maximum recovery.
Precisely, yeah.
So there's things that you can do, like Kirky said, to reduce your recovery. Shit diet, shit sleep, vitamin D, stress, all these things. So how do you improve your recovery? Make a big long list of all the potential variables and make sure you're doing the best of your ability to get those ticked off in the best way possible.
Yeah, low hanging fruit and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and then that's the thing. So like when people look at like the tiny little things, I don't know, like their magnesium or potassium or whatever, like they get their blood tests and they say, oh right, okay, this is slightly low or this is slightly high, whatever.
This will make the difference.
Yeah. However, they're sleeping 4 hours a day and eating like.
You're talking about me.
They eat purely chicken breast. It's like
and cheese.
Yeah. Okay, right, fine. Maybe you should stay away from the potassium supplements and just sleep a bit longer.
Yeah, just sort the rest of it out.
Yeah.
Big rocks, little rocks. Your big rocks, sleep, diet. Stress. I get your point with stress, but it's hard, isn't it? Most people you can't control. Most of the time you can't control. I did a post for the other place the other day.
I saw this, yeah.
Stress will always happen. Increase your ability to tolerate it rather than try and control it or stop it, because you can't.
Yeah.
Like, you can't control how much stress you have at work. You can deal with it better,
yeah,
but you can't stop it. So it's a difficult one. Don't give yourself undue stress. Like if you're not ready for it, don't put you in situations that are unnecessary. But
yeah, it's like, and again in the other post, physical and mental stress. Like you need your physical stress to make adaptations. Yeah. Equally, you probably need mental stress to be able to deal with mental stress better.
Yep.
So
it's how they deal with PTSD these days. You use acute bouts of severe stress.
So yeah, you need these things to be able to improve as a human, improve your like adaptations, improve your abilities, etc., etc. So yeah, when people say like, "Oh, my stress has decreased my recovery this week," fine. Let's look at then how we can improve your stress coping abilities.
Yeah. Well, there is ways to do that. Make sure everything's in check first, but then like, you know, NSDR protocols, all that kind of stuff can help, but you got to make sure everything else is in place first. Otherwise, like you say, you're ice skating uphill.
Yeah. So what for your recovery variables, if you had to list 4 for like a checklist for people, what would you go for?
Sleep, sensible training load, diet, cheese. No. Don't know for a 4th one actually. Sleep, training load, diet. 1, 2, 3. Oh no, actually, they're kind of at a level pegging at the top. Because you could sleep all the hours in the world, but if you train the rest of the hours in the world, you're probably going to struggle a bit.
Yeah.
I don't know, have you got a 4th one? You can't ask me for 4 and then not a 4. Assuming that those 3 are in yours as well.
Yeah. I'd probably go with like stress coping. Like,
what does that mean?
Is it so like how someone deals with their mental spirit? So say for instance, if they're like really something's happened at work, they've got a deadline, and their brain is just completely mashed potatoed with the fact of this deadline.
Got you.
Yeah, that would be my number 4.
Yeah. Stress tolerance kind of thing.
That's a good way of putting it, yeah. Yeah, whereas if someone, again, this person's got a deadline and they're like, oh, right, okay, fine, I'm at work, I can deal with it then. When I'm out of work, I'm not going to think about it.
Yeah.
Happy days. So yeah, how they're dealing with their out of training mental capacity.
Yeah, nice. Fine.
That's what I'd go for. So there you go, 4 ways to in tick box your recovery.
Yeah. Happy days.
Yeah.
Sorted.
Sorted. There you go.
Sorted.
That is a nice and speedy episode.
Could be a swearing record though.
Could be. I always have to tick the box. Is this suitable for kids?
Well, yeah. We used swear words when we were kids, didn't we?
Yeah.
You could deem it educational. This is when to swear at people.
Yeah.
This is when to use those adjectives.
Yeah.
Adjectives.
I suppose you could do that.
I'm describing how terrible people are.
These fitness influencer people.
The worst part for me is that some of them are like S&C performance coach folk.
Yeah.
Sleep is performance enhancing. Is it? Or is it limiting?
Yeah. I mean, the fact that I've seen the other day there's a level 5 S&C now. I didn't know that existed.
It doesn't exist. Someone just thought, hang on, there's a few extra smokes to be heard, why don't we come up with a 6? We've got the 6, mate. Don't worry about it.
There you go.
It's all about how sleep is performance enhancing
Yeah.
and cheese and chicken with potassium sprinkled on top.
Nice little cocktail. But you got to blend it.
Yeah, for the right amount of time. Otherwise, it don't work.
There you go.
We've started to waffle, haven't we? So,
Yeah,
fine.
S&C level 6 coming soon.
Coming
Anyone
your way.
interested? And you don't have to have done level 4 and 5.
Jump straight to it. Nice.
Right,
Fine.
thank you very much for watching. See you next week. Goodbye.
Ladies.